I'm your friend, Dr. Charles Apoki, and I'm doing a post on impulsivity. I want to first of all thank Salvation Agi that has been doing the recordings of these videos. He's trying, he's not a professional, will come to the farm and then these inspirations come and I tell him to record. One on aging that he recorded has had more than 400,000 views, has had more than 800,000 people reached, and I've had phone calls from all over the world: Finland, Ghana, Italy, Suriname, Trinidad and Tobago, South Africa, Botswana, several countries. And I've been doing a lot of counseling on my WhatsApp number. I also want to encourage you to go to our bookstore, petrapublications.com, or go to amazon.com and look for Dr. Apoki's books. And go to our blog, Dr. Apoki's blog. You can always reach me on 07052136763. You can partner with us. Ministry takes time, takes finances and efforts. Somebody sent some sum of money from Ghana. It went a long way to assisting what we are doing. And we will appreciate any contributions you make towards making this ministry grow. Also help us to share our posts, invite people to like the pages and subscribe to our pages, and then you are contributing to the spread of this beautiful ministry. I'm going to talk about impulsivity. Impulsivity is acting before thinking. It's acting before realizing what you have done. It involves talking without thinking. It involves buying things without thinking. It involves doing things without premeditation. And a lot of research has gone into impulsivity. One of the most prominent researches that was done was the marshmallow experiment in Stanford University by Dr. Walter Mischel in 1972. They found out that they gave marshmallows to children and kept them in a room 4 years to 5 years, and kept them in a room and told them, if you don't eat this marshmallow before I come back, and I will give you a second one. But they were observing them outside the room from another room, and they observed the behaviors of the children. Some danced around, some wrinkled their hands, then eventually ate the marshmallow. Some stayed calmly and didn't eat the marshmallows. And they followed them for 40 years. They found out that those that practiced delayed gratification, that were calm and did not eat the marshmallows, after 40 years, they were better in academics. There's this SAT scores in America. They had better SAT scores. They were less into drugs. They excelled in several parameters. Their marriages were better than those who ate their marshmallows. Those who could not practice delayed gratification, those who ate impulsively. That brings me to the Bible, Genesis chapter 49. Jacob called his children together, his sons. He said, let me tell you what will happen in future. And he said, Reuben, the excellency of my strength, my firstborn. Reuben was supposed to be the inheritor of the covenant that Jacob, Isaac, and the rest people had with Abraham. But he said, you are as turbulent as the waters. You are restless. He said, you will no longer excel. He said, you went into my couch and slept with my wife. Therefore, you will no longer excel. So, Reuben had capacity. Reuben had covenant. Reuben had anointing, that is as the first son. But he lacked character. He was impulsive. And now, impulsivity. How does impulsivity relate to money? If you buy things impulsively, you will get broke. You will always run out of finances. There are some schemes that collapsed recently. I don't like commenting on them, but I was going through some of the posts the individuals who were running such schemes made. One just saw somebody on the street. He gave them 150,000 naira each. Did he think before giving? Some were giving out cars. Some were giving out various things to people just because you had people's money in your hand. If you don't think before you spend, if you don't think before you buy, you will always run into financial crisis. Anything that is not budgeted for, don't buy it. Somebody called me that somebody was selling shoes. Oh, the shoes were very cheap. I was not interested in the shoes. I didn't need shoes at that time. I was managing the ones I had. He was expecting me to just tell him to bring shoes for me. No, I don't buy things like that. I plan, I save, then I buy. If not, I will keep accumulating things that I don't need. A lot of the things you have spent money on, you did not premeditatively think about them. You will just take some trips. You will just travel without thinking. I want to talk about impulsivity and marriage. If you just think that you are due for the age, you are up to the age of marriage and you must marry, you will get into trouble. You will marry the wrong person, particularly as Christians. There is nothing as being due for marriage until you see the person that you have premeditatively thought about, talked to God about, that fits your purpose, that fits where you are going to in life. Don't marry. It is better to remain single than to go into a traumatic marriage, to go into a marriage that you will regret. Sometimes a broken engagement is better than a divorce. When you look at an individual, where is this person taking me to? Before you fall into that relationship. It's not because you want children, because you are due for marriage, because people are making mockery of you, because church people are asking, when will you get married? Even as a male, the church people are asking you, when will you get married? If the crisis comes and you divorce, they're the first persons to laugh at you. Impulsivity and relationships again. When you relate with your boss, you must be very calm. There are some things you don't say in his presence. When your boss is talking, you don't talk. There are times your boss, if he does not ask you a question, don't answer. There are some things you will observe. Take time to iron out the way you will say it to him, when you will say it to him, at what time, at what place. If not, you will get into crisis. The same with your wife. I noticed that among women who grew up in this face me, I face you places, face me, I face you houses, men who grew up in face me, I face you, we talk impulsively. It tells you one, you will say another one. Say something, you will say. Sometimes you don't even think. Some of the comments we make, some of the arguments we go into with our spouses, with our husbands, we don't think before we make them. You just want to talk. You just want to argue. So, you must not be impulsive.